Hey, what's going on, YouTube friends and family? Welcome to my show, The Captain O Show. Today I'm going to show you my first solo flight. I'm a student pilot with 35 hours of flight time, aspiring to become an airline captain. I started this journey in January 2016, which brought me to this video. I filmed this on May 20th of this year to document my progress. At the time, I had 20 hours of flight time, and I was flying a 1976 Cessna 172N model, tail number 4725 Delta. My instructor's name? Orrin Peterson, and he's the lead instructor at my FAA Part 141 Aviation College in Puyallup, Washington. This guy is a very good instructor. I begin this video sitting in the airplane going through my before start checklist, as I have already determined the aircraft airworthy by completing my pre-departure walk-around inspection. This is standard. Every time you fly, you flow through your checklist. Now that our engine is started, we are both going to check our brakes. Let's go ahead and taxi over to the run-up area. Now that we're here at the run-up area, we'll check our aircraft systems and controls. Then do our before takeoff checklist. Wing flaps up, carburetor heat cold, throttle full open, elevator control will lift our nose at 55 knots, climb speed 73 knots VY. Now that that's complete, we'll make our radio call and get in line for takeoff. Pierce County traffic, Cessna 4725 Delta, taking off runway 35, left close traffic, Pierce. One more thing before we go, lights, camera, action. We'll turn on the strobe light, make sure our transponder is squawking 1200, which is the VFR code, verify fuel tanks are on both and our mixture is rich. Let's line up and go full throttle. And remember, lots of right rudder. Orrin will be present for 3 rounds of the takeoff and landings in the pattern. Then he will vacate the cockpit and let me have at the controls. For the first time ever solo, I am the pilot in command. Now that Orrin has stepped out, it's time for me to solo the airplane. I'm going to go ahead and take off now, for the first time, all by myself. County traffic, Cessna 4725 Delta, left crosswind, 35 Pierce. Pierce County traffic, Cessna 4725 Delta, left downwind, 35 Pierce. This is where I throttle back to 2100 RPM and continue my climb to traffic pattern altitude, which is 1500 feet. As I approach, I'll beam the numbers. I'll pull back the carb heat, throttle back down to 1500 RPM, hold level flight, and as I come into the flap range, drop 10 degrees of flaps in there, lower my nose, and pitch for 80 knots. Pierce County traffic, Cessna 4725 Delta, left base, 35 Pierce. Pierce County traffic, Cessna 4725 Delta, final, 35 Pierce. This is my final approach. As I begin to line up with the runway, I'll go ahead and lower in the rest of my flaps all the way down to 40 degrees, pitch for 60 knots. You control airspeed with pitch and use power for altitude. So I'll maintain 60 knots as I descend down to the runway, and then I'll flare up until the airplane stalls down to the runway. As you can see right here, I begin to flare the airplane, pull back on my power, yank the yoke back into my lap, and let the airplane settle down to the runway. I'm not that good at it. This is my first solo, so practice makes perfect. Now that I'm done with that, I'm going to go park the airplane, fill out my logbook, and celebrate with friends and my instructor. If you enjoyed watching this video, my first solo, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Come check me out, Captain O Show.